Israeli settlers are not a thing. Why are we saying this? You are an illegal. You're a squatter. If I just go to some farmer's field right now and start building a house, they're not calling me a settler. They're calling the police. Imagine you had a 10-year-old kid, and it's just a normal thing in Canada for soldiers to come and snatch them up off the street and throw them in military jail with no charges, no lawyer, no trial. Beat and R-word them every day. What are they having for dinner? Oh, a room of 15 people gets 3 tomatoes. If that was happening for 75 years, I guarantee Alberta's the first province to start an armed resistance, get a bunch of dads with fucking guns, and go to the military and say, give us our fucking kids back. Would they be terrorists? Or would the soldiers be terrorizing us? And imagine you're a 10-year-old child, you're like, why are they in jail? And they say, your kid's a terrorist. And you're like, how? Like, where's the evidence? And they go, we don't need to give you any. We just get to say they're terrorists and then we can kill them and hold them hostage. That's great. It's crazy how that works, hey? Imagine a US soldier just waltzes across the fucking border and sets up a military checkpoint outside my house where they have 0 jurisdiction. And then they start shooting at the kids that are walking to school and just pointing guns at them every single day and taunting them. And every time I try to go to the grocery store, they detain me for 2 hours and interrogate me and say I'm a fucking terrorist because I don't follow their religion. The Canadian Armed Forces are coming with their guns. If you're shooting at children, the Canadian Armed Forces are using a lot of force when they kick you the fuck back to your side of the border. So why we are not calling those Canadian soldiers terrorists, right? They're just protecting Canadians. And if that soldier gets shot, that's not fucking terrorism. Buddy, why the hell are you over here acting like you have jurisdiction over our people and that you can shoot at children? Who the fuck are you? Get out. Imagine an American just knocks on my door and when I open it, they grab me and throw me out. And they move in with all my shit too. And then I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I call Canadian police and I'm like, can you help me? And they're like, actually, US soldiers are outside your door and they will murder us if we try to do that. They will throw us in jail and say we're terrorists. And now I just don't get to live in my house. What? That's what's happening to Palestinian people. Israeli people can take IDF soldiers, go up to their house and say, get the fuck out. And the soldiers will protect them. And if anybody tries to fight back, they're terrorists. Terrorists! The right to defend your home. Before October 7th, the music festival terror situation, which by the way was not supposed to happen at a music festival, Israel knew about it a year in advance and just decided not to fucking care, right? Because they need an excuse to bomb 20,000 people. But people are going, they took hostages! They took 220! Why? Why? Before this started, Israel had 10,000 Palestinian prisoners, 5,000 of which held without charges, meaning 5,000 hostages. Hamas only took 225, okay, to try to get some of their 5,000 innocent hostages back. And people are going, why would they take hostages? They told us. They literally said, we just want to free our people, okay? We just want you to go back on your side of the border, okay? You can't have your military set up outside our house shooting at children and then go, hey, ceasefire, when we try to fight back while you continue to shoot at children. You're on our land. We have the right to protect our land. You need to go back on your side of the border. Within Palestinian borders, Israeli people have built settlements. You want to know what a settlement is? A city! A city! A fucking city! On land owned by other people. Imagine if some fucking Albertan comes over here, picks a Walmart parking lot, and just starts building condominiums. You don't own the land! What the fuck are you doing? And then imagine my 7-year-old goes over and says, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here! And now they're put in jail for 5 years for being a terrorist. 16-year-old girls are thrown in jail for terrorism because they posted on Instagram the words Free Palestine. You think that's fucking terrorism? How can you trust a country's definition of terrorism when they count a 16-year-old girl posting Free Palestine on Instagram as terrorism? That discredits every single terrorist they've ever killed. They call these people settlers and they say settlements. We picture like these little fucking houses made of wood, you know, some just olden days pioneer shit. Like, oh, no, condominium cities, full ass cities. There's not settlements. These are stolen land with, you gotta go, bro. And they have every right to bulldoze your condo down. Dude, Palestinian people have every fucking right to bomb and wipe out every single one of those condominiums, if no one's in them, on their land. Because they have no right to be there. They own that land. So in Canada, if you just build a house, even without a fucking permit, they're knocking your house down. Okay? Because you didn't have a right to build it. So when Israeli people are building condominiums on Palestinian people's lands, they have every right to say, all you, get out, and we're leveling the place. Anytime you hear someone say, this isn't a genocide, the definition of genocide is destroying a nation, right? And the people. Why are they bombing landmarks and historic buildings? Like things that people aren't in them, right? Like a statues type situation. They're trying to wipe out all the history of Palestine. Like all the things in Palestine that make it Palestine, they're trying to wipe out any existence so that everything they've ever created is gone. In parts of Palestine, after they bomb them, they're not allowed to rebuild. They're not allowed to rebuild. Imagine if a Canadian cop burst into my house in the middle of the night, strip searched my whole family. And again, these are a lot of Muslim women who fully cover themselves, being stripped, hijab, everything. Evil. Pure evil. And they do it, like soldiers who are out of the IDF and realized what was going on have talked about this. They do it, like the intention of doing this is to terrorize people and to make sure they know at any moment that they can just steal them or kill them or do whatever the fuck they want. Like they constantly want to remind them that military pressure is here and we own you. The fact that the Israeli government showed this edited movie to a bunch of journalists in the States about what happened on October 7th so they could see the evidence. Bro, we can just go on TikTok and see literal live streams from Palestinian people. So if what happened to you was really this horrifying thing, why don't you just show us the images and then we would be equally horrified, right? The Israeli government literally scared everyone to justify their bombing by saying they're beheading babies and putting them in ovens to pull some Holocaust shit to scare the people. And then the US retracted their statement. They were like, yeah, we saw these pictures. Retracted their statement. I've seen literal actual pictures. Everyone can. Because Palestinians are just live streaming and posting everything that's happening to them. Meanwhile, the Israeli government is only showing it privately to journalists. And then the journalists are coming out and saying, yeah, they're showing it privately. Pretty fucking sus, right? But the more we keep talking about this, the more normalized it gets, the more people go oh yeah, of course I support Palestine, because you've just seen so much information about so many people you know and love and respect are saying yes, what is happening to Palestine is a genocide. It's pure evil. It's the worst. It is the worst atrocity in my life that's happened, that I've seen, witnessed in real time on social media ever in my life. And I hope all those IDF soldiers are tried in international military courts the same way the Nazis were. Because it's the same fucking shit, dude. Genocide. They're using so many of the same mechanisms. There is streets where Palestinian people are not allowed to drive on. Or walk on. They get different license plates if you aren't fucking Jewish. Imagine if I'm walking down the street outside my house and some Canadian soldier goes, oh, you were baptized Lutheran, not Catholic? Go the fuck to the back alley. Now imagine that person, when I say fuck you, says I'm anti-Semitic and I'm against Jewish people because they think that only Jewish people should be able to walk on the road. Huh? And the funniest thing about anti-Semitic is that Arab people are Semites. So, the fuck. It is so sad that after the Holocaust, a bunch of people were like, oh fuck, this is the perfect plan. We got a bunch of Jewish people who are absolutely terrified that people are gonna want to kill them. So let's put them in a location where we can use that fear and justify wiping out other people. This genocide is over. Let's do it longer and slower so that it's not as in people's face and obvious. So fucking sad.